Or Hawthorn. And I'm not going to attempt the Irish name, but Hawthorn is also known in parts of the country as Whitethorn. Um, but you can see the Irish name there and even the scientific name, so you can learn them as well if you are Irish speakers, unlike myself. So what does it look like? Hawthorn is a tree. It's actually one of our smaller trees, so it's 10 to 18 meters tall. And usually we have it in hedgerows, so we actually keep it at a short height and we cut it back, and it takes that very well. So, we keep it at a short height. It's got lots and lots of branches, and they're twisted and they're thorny as well. In May, they grow small clusters of white flowers, which is partially where it gets its name from. Obviously, it's thorny and it has a white flower, so it's white thorn, and the fruit is called haw, so that's where it gets the hawthorn from. Sometimes known as white thorn. In late summer, these flowers form red berries, which we call haws. And the leaves are small and they're tooted, so they have kind of a spiky lobe to them as well. And we can see that in our pictures there. Hawthorn is deciduous as well. So we like to introduce some new terms for you. And deciduous is a tree that loses its leaves in the winter time. So it conserves its energy by letting go of its leaves over the winter time. And it grows new ones in spring. In fact, it will have little buds ready to go when it's losing its leaves. So you might be able to see those even when there's no leaves on the branches. And where does it live? So hawthorn is found all over Ireland and it grows in all types of lands. They are common in hedgerows, and partially that's because we plant them in hedgerows to keep our animals from going into other fields because they're thorny and spiky. And in woodlands, and it grows in fields by themselves. They like well-drained, rich soil and lots of organic matter. So lots of different soil types that they like to eat or use as their energy source or to help them get their energy. Um, and it holds plenty of moisture in the spring and summer, and it doesn't dry out or become waterlogged. However, they will grow just about in any type of soil. So it doesn't really matter what type of soil it'll grow there. Again, it's a plant, so we're talking that photosynthesis. All plants, like hawthorn and any different type of plant, they get their energy source from the sun. So they need air, they need water, they need soil, and they need the sun to form their energy. And that process is called photosynthesis, which is a scientific name for taking the light energy into the plant and turning it into a food source for those plants. Hawthorn then has a life cycle. How does it grow? How does it grow up? In spring, hawthorn begins to produce new leaves. It's actually started to begin those in winter, but they start to come out in spring and open up. In May, small clusters of white flowers, and sometimes they appear a little pink. Some of our English hawthorns have a pink flower to them. Um, uh, uh, they come out and we starts to attract our insects in our pollinators that play that vital role in visiting all those flowers and helping all of our fruit to form. So pollinated flowers then turn into red berries called haws. Each fruit contains just one seed. And the birds come and they eat those seeds and they spread them to new locations in their droppings. So they actually drop them into a new place to grow with a little bit of fertilizer in there with them. And then in the winter, we have a deciduous tree. So the tree loses its leaves to save energy over the winter time. It grows really, really slow. It doesn't completely stop growing, but it goes down to like life preserve. It just does the minimum amount to store its energy and prepare itself for spring. So some fun facts about hawthorn. It can live up to 700 years old, so very, very old trees. The tree also can support up to 300 different species of smaller things like insects, bees, moths, small mammals, birds, which can feed on the haws and nest in their branches and their protection of their thorns as well. Traditionally in Ireland, we use hawthorn as hedging for farmlands, as I said, to keep our livestock, our cows and stuff in the right fields, um, because they don't like going through the spiky branches. In Irish folklore, hawthorn is associated with good luck, and individual trees that grow out on their own are known sometimes as fairy trees, and the fairies are said to be found where hawthorn, oak, and ash trees grow together. So it has also been said, because they're associated with good luck, that it's very unlucky to cut down an oak tree. In particular, if you cut down those lone trees standing alone in their own field, because they're the ones most associated with fairies. So I have a little video. It's just a year in the life of the hawthorn, so it'll give you a kind of indication of what it looks like in the different stages of the year.